Gate 14 podcast. We are recording this on Sunday morning because these guys have a big close the yearbook baseball game, and I will be going to the Jays game because my boy is pitching for the Angels. So we're going to be just doing the first half here, and the rest we're going to record after their baseball game with me and Avery. How are you boys feeling, man? I mean, this is no runs in the last 48 hours for the Blue Jays. Not great.
It's hard to win that
especially with
way.
the showing yesterday. That's bad.
Well, I mean, Detmers is a worse showing than Shohei.
Like the Shohei one, I get. Like I understand the Shohei one. It's like, all right, this guy's. And yesterday, I watched the highlights. Because obviously, we were on the course. I mean, he was unhittable. I mean, he had 9 strikeouts. It was nothing short of absurd. So I kind of understand it, but like the Reed Detmers is like, whoa, like let's fucking relax here. You can't beat up on Garrett Cole like less than a week before, and then you face Reed Detmers and you lay an egg. That just doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't.
Mm-hmm. They were very flat. I didn't watch obviously the game because we were out getting our work in for our big tournament next weekend.
Yeah.
But no, coming out flat again, and then you have so many people at the yard. We do know what is wrong with the team though, and it does happen to come from one of our favorite Instagram accounts.
I hate to say it. The Toronto Blue Jays are 0-7 with Alejandro Kirk, or 0-6 with Alejandro Kirk memes in attendance. Not great. Not fucking.
We should
great.
look how many runs the Jays like have had with memes in attendance, because like we should take the under today if he's there.
I think he is there. I think he is there. He said Ross is my only hope, and you know what Ross does. I mean, Ross is that guy that he's going to show up and do what he does and probably carve, but. Memes, man. I mean, we got to start paying you to not go to just come to Toronto, maybe watch at a bar, feel what it's like to be outside of the Rogers Center. Don't go in. Don't go in the Rogers Center. All right. Because
okay, so the 4 games he went to in Seattle, 8-3 loss, 5-2 loss, 2-1 loss, 6-5 loss. And now he flew from
Vancouver
somewhere to Toronto to watch it. He got a pick with Kirk, which is big for the program.
Makes up for it, kind of. Not really.
But now they have scored no runs. So
ever since he touched the field, they have scored 0 runs. Ever since Memes has stepped foot on the Rogers Center field, the Blue Jays haven't scored a run, is what Avery's trying to say. It's not ideal.
I don't hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we need to get him the fuck out of Dodge. Like, get this guy back home.
Hey, actually, you're not going to hear this till tomorrow. Next time you're thinking about coming to Toronto, please do it at the start of a season when the games don't mean as much. And please, God, don't come during playoffs. Like, because I know they might be playing in Seattle. If the Jays do, like, if it's 1-2 and the Jays in Seattle finish, if Seattle finishes 1, Jays finish 2, don't even think about it.
Oh.
Like, don't even fucking think about it.
I never even thought about how many Jays fans would be in Seattle.
I guarantee you the British Columbia, we have a lot of British Columbia listeners. Shout out to me for studying the demographics. They're praying the Jays are playing the Mariners in Seattle, because they're like, I want to go to a playoff game.
Do you think the Mariners would do the thing where
it's
they
an easy stop though?
Wouldn't sell tickets to people with a Canadian address.
Mm-hmm.
They'd have to,
and,
right?
And they could probably get away with that, like like state.
No, they can't though. You can't control that on StubHub though. No, but Ticketmaster, right?
There's ways
if the resale value is so high, people just wouldn't go.
There's ways you could what?
Country to country would be like an easy stop. Would be like, well, they could make a case that they just want Americans going to the game.
Okay,
but like
I guess that makes sense.
It's just,
I'm trying to think here, like
the Niners tried, or the or the Rams tried to stop that from the Niners.
They do that a lot in like European soccer. Like they do that for regular season games though. Like you're only allowed to buy one section if you're an away fan. But
it's because the first set of tickets come out on the website, right? The team's website.
Yeah, it's like the Jays.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's where they could stop it, and then
because the Jays get, I think, season ticket holders get first dibs. If I have that correct.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, like we can blame this on memes, which is kind of funny to do because 0-6 with a lot. I mean, that's horrible. That's just not great. The Jays offense is back to being a young Johnny Junta. I mean, the Jays, and I don't know, obviously you guys probably don't know this because we were golfing yesterday. The Jays didn't get a hit after the 3rd inning yesterday. It was 3 up, 3 down the rest of the game. like
Oh.
with maybe a couple walks sprinkled in there. But yeah, that's what happened for the Toronto. I mean, this offense was terrible. And then you started off in the first inning. Bo Bichette makes an error. Shocker. We were just talking about that last episode. I don't know what the fuck's going on with Bo Bichette. He is
Vladdy on Friday had one of the biggest
he had two errors, I think. 2 errors in 1 inning.
Yeah, definitely to start the game. It was like, what are we doing? Then a sack bunt where he tries to be a hero to throw out.
I don't know what that was. That was one of the worst. Like him trying to throw that to second, it was like, listen, like.
Oh yeah, the throw to second too.
Yeah, that one was bad. But the bunt, he tried to be a hero too. It's like Vladdy had a clusterfuck of fuck ups on Friday. And that's why I discount the offense being bad Friday, because they were out of that game from the fucking jump. Like they were out of that game from the rip. So it's hard to kind of show up for your at bats when you're down 8-0 and or 7-0 in the 4th inning. So it wasn't great. But
you guys think it's weird giving out bomber jackets in the middle of summer?
That's a wild visual. And I'm sorry, no disrespect to the people, but if you were camping out at 6 a.m. at the Rogers Center for a bomber jacket that's made out of dog shit material from Bangladesh, you need to give your fucking head a shake, right?
It is probably cool. I didn't even see what they looked like.
No, they look
everything, all
terrible.
those giveaways. Yeah, the quality shit on those giveaways.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to waste their money on it.
No.
But they look terrible. Did you happen to see them, JR?
Yeah, I saw. I didn't see them in person, but I saw them. Like the quality, I could just tell it's gonna be fucking absolute shit. It's gonna feel like
dude, I saw a TikTok of a guy. He's like, I got here at 9 a.m. and he's in the crowd. And he's like, I didn't get a bomber jacket. What the fuck, dude? Like, imagine that. You show up to the game at 9 a.m. First of all, which is a psychopath play to do, and you don't get the bomber jacket. It's like, and then you step foot in the ballpark and your team doesn't score a run, doesn't have a runner past second.
That's bad. I don't care who's on the mound now. Man.
They are just plastic. They look like garbage bags.
Yeah.
Stripes on.
They also probably have one size.
And this is another question that I might get roasted. I don't know if I'm gonna get roasted for this. When do you stop doing the World Series like traditions? Like, because obviously sooner or later everyone's gonna die, right? Like, if there's like still what's the threshold you guys have for people alive that were on that team? Like, what if half the team is dead, half the team is alive? Are you still doing it like a 40-year anniversary? Like, is that still a thing? Because we're at 30 right now.
Yeah.
So
like the Red Sox have to keep doing that. Or actually, no, they didn't win one forever. Maybe they don't fucking do that. But like the Leafs, when was the last time we saw a Leafs Stanley Cup one? Probably. So that's
everyone's dead on that team. I can guarantee you that. 1967, everyone's dead on that team.
Yeah, maybe not.
But when do you
probably
stop?
Like 70. But you just got to win another one until you stop celebrating the other couple, right? Like I was never alive for them, so they don't have sentimental value to me. But for people who have been here a long time watching the team, they still care about that team, I guess. But
do you know how crazy that parade will be if the Jays win the World Series in the next like 5 years? Like the Raptors one was crazy, but the thing that I noticed about the Raptors is like not a lot of the older demographic, like our parents are Raptors fans, right? Like, is that crazy to say? Because they're like a little bit of a later, like 1999, I think they became a team. The Jays have been a team in Toronto. Like my parents tell stories about going to the exhibition for like $2 tickets in like the 80s, right? Like if the Toronto Blue Jays win the World Series, that parade is going to be like the Raptors one on crack, because it's going to be like, there's going to be tons of parents there. There's going to be older people there that got to watch it in 1992, 1993, just want to relive it. It's going to be crazy. So I can't wait to see that. And by the way, if we're not on some sort of float, I already have a couple guarantees from a couple guys on the team when I interviewed them. Jano actually guaranteed a spot on the parade float. So did Nate Pearson also. Yeah, so did Nate Pearson also. But
yeah.
We don't know where he is.
Nice to shake his hand. Got a picture
you might don't shake his
JR's
right
that
hand,
guy on the airplane. Shake my
shoulder.
hand. JR's the guy on the airplane. Shake my hand. Nate Pearson. That's who JR, yeah. Someone make a visual, like screenshot a picture of JR, like just one of our episodes, just thinking into the abyss, and just do like a circle thing with like the bubble and just Nate Pearson's fucking face.
I can't wait for him to just fucking 0 ERA when he comes for the rest of the year.
Tough, man. He's gonna shut it down.
I have and also this is the weekend of JR. We got to talk about it. JR predicts the I'm going to say it. Jays are going to win today. JR predicts the Jays losing the series 2-1, which who would have thought that, especially after last week? But we did say they were due for a letdown, Avery, we did say that. So hand up to us for that. But JR goes on the golf course yesterday. Dare I say a golf course that was ungodly hard. Royal Woodbine. The rough is pretty much up to your fucking kneecaps. And JR goes out there, puts his fucking balls on the table and shoots a humble 95. No mulligan, like legit 95. It was incredible shit. So JR, let's give a little address the nation here with the 95. It was an honor to watch it live. That's what I'm gonna say. It was an honor to watch it live.
It felt good. I went to the range in the morning and I told the guys this. It was like I can't drive right now, and it's crazy because like the one thing I'm supposed to do well is drive. Like it's my thing. I go to the range, not like literally 90 balls, all driver, all not one good, not one straight. The farthest I hit was 200. Everything was chunked. I think I missed 4 balls.
No.
Yes. And I'm looking at I'm like, this is so ridiculous. I pulled out my phone and I searched up like how to hit a driver. Like that's where we were at. It was bottom line, like let's restart everything. And I would do like, like those swings where like they tell you just do half really slow. I was starting to do those, like just 50-yard drives, just get the motion going. Anyways, I went in the car so frustrated. I called Abe. I was like, this is like really bad. Like this is fucked. Anyways, I was lucky. Woodbine was tough, but I was like, fuck, you can't even use your driver there. Like Abe used it once, right? Once or twice.
Twice, yeah.
Twice. So everything's like 230. But yeah, I think the big thing was my under 100 yards. Like I had like a couple up and downs, the Kirkland wedges, like no free shutouts, but like if you're gonna get wedges, like just go get the Kirklands. Right.
It's so all taught. It's the Kirklands are actually incredible. Like I'm contemplating like placing an order. I mean, I have like Cleveland wedges, which are really good.
Yeah. The Kirkland are like thicker.
Look way better.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're TaylorMade wedges. They look a lot like them.
They do, yeah. I like the thickness on them. Look, I had Cleveland before too. They probably weren't top of the line, but they were really thin, I found.
I mean, you were dynamite with the wedges. I mean, that was just plain and simple.
It felt really
like,
good.
It was a great. And listen, I said it. When you're dog shit on the range, you play a great round of golf, and then there's me who was striping it at TPC, and I play like I'm legally blind. Like that's just there's no really in between with it. Like it's like that's why I don't go on the range because I just don't want in the mindset like, oh man, I'm hitting these well today. I'm going to be dog shit. And if you're listening to this, you understand where I'm coming from. Don't say no to the range. All right, everyone listening to this, say no to the golf range.
This is not true. Like
I'm
for
still
baseball,
gonna go, though.
For baseball, for me, if I was in the pen and I threw a shitty pen and I was going into the game, I felt good. I was like, okay, I'm saving my strikes.
That's what I'm saying.
I know how you feel, but it's just for golf. It's like you can dial in your shots very easily.
I really can't. I really can't. I figured it out later in the round. It was an incredible display from what I did from hole 10 to around 14, and then I didn't play 18. We should hold like a little contest or whatever, and someone gets the opportunity to come golfing with us, like as a fourth. Because like Neil, like we had a guy named Neil with us, and Neil was the worst. I'm sorry.
Neil was just fucked. Like
this dude,
guys, the airplanes flying right over us on that golf course had me distracted like very bad.
Did they? I don't focus. I'm so dialed in. I didn't really focus on it.
Yeah, it's just too many big noises. I couldn't handle it.
I got a golf itch now, like really bad. Like I just woke up.
I have an opposite of a golf itch. I have
holy fucking did, of course. Like
I have I have the opposite.
I almost went to the range this morning. I almost went. Like I was just like, get me that driver. Let me back at it.
So JR, you haven't figured out though is the driver.
Yeah, well,
I know.
Well, I just some of us don't need drivers.
Some of us don't own drivers.
Some of us don't own drivers. Correct. Wait a second here. Let me look.
That 95 was electric, Jared. That course was fucking hard. Well, maybe
And you know what?
maybe it
Two
wasn't
holes.
hard. It was just
You know what?
shitty.
2 holes I'm thinking of. The first hole was fucking horrendous by me. 2
Yes.
drops, a triple, and then the
That's
last.
what I'm saying. You start out bad. That's when you do the best.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
yeah.
true.
So JR, I'm gonna have you have the luxury of doing this. You have the fucking t-shirt order and the hoodie orders on your computer, I'm assuming, right? Like the spreadsheet.
Yeah, I can get it up right now.
Can you pick a name of a person to hop on Thursday's podcast with us? And by the way, I was gonna talk about this with you guys. I think it makes more sense for us to drop our episodes on Thursdays.
Well, we just dropped them after the game's over. Like,
no, I know, but what I'm saying is like
We film
listener
Wednesdays?
wise, like a lot of people forget to listen to it on the weekend. You know what I'm saying? Like you can see it in the numbers. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
it makes
Oh,
more
yeah.
sense. Our episodes that do the best before the weekend are when we drop it Thursday morning, right? So you have like Thursday, Friday to listen to it. That's when they do the best.
We'll put
When
a
they
poll
drop
up.
Friday.
We'll put a
What?
poll up. Put a
Put a
poll up
poll
on
up.
Insta.
But I mean, it's
Because
in the
I agree
numbers.
with you, but it's like if we don't have something to talk about because we're game 3 of a 4-game series, it's like what? we're
Yeah,
missing
that
out
makes
a
sense,
little
I
bit.
guess. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I guess, yeah.
But we do have another t-shirt in the works. I'm not gonna tell people what it is, but I got my guy on it, and it is gonna be something special. You're gonna want to get the checkbooks out for this one.
This and the thing is going to be great. The shirt's not going to be expensive. It's going to be cost friendly because it's just a t-shirt. It doesn't like. These are going to be the greatest shirts ever made in Toronto Blue Jays history. Like these shirts, fuck so. I want to say it's so bad, but I'm not because I want to do like a little build up for it. Maybe like we could order one now and then I could or whenever and we can wear it to a podcast and show the people because this is going to be the greatest shirt ever made. And this is a shirt that's been DM'd and asked for a million times. So it's going to be made and it's going to be, if you don't have this shirt, you're just plain and simple not a Blue Jays fan. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that. But Jared, you find a name?
Yeah, I have a randomizer. So
Okay.
7 to 22, which is like, it's just when the Google Sheet starts. And I'm going to randomize it. And then the number is going to be which order we'll get it. Okay.
Jared's
Here
not
we
even gonna
go.
be here. They should be on an
10.
episode where we're all here.
10. Yeah, I should be on the episode when we're all here. 10. 10 is Sean Donovan. He's from New York.
Sean Donovan, come on down. You are the first ever fan to come on this podcast. And I'm going to say it. People, I understand you guys love the podcast. I understand you love the boys. We're not looking for an extra voice right now. All right. I'm just going to make that clear. We get that a lot. We love you guys. Appreciate the support. If we let one of you guys that DM us to come on this podcast, the floodgates open and we just have to treat it as a fucking Blue Jays talk post Mike Wilner era, where we just have a million listeners with the most outlandish things like explode the Rogers Center. The Jays can't win there or some shit like that. So that has to.
But I do think we could do a system of voicemails where you can be.
Voicemails would be awesome. We got to figure out how to do that though. I'm not smart.
So
enough
I
to know
saw
how to do
this
that.
system. I saw this podcast system. It costs money, but it's like.
Well, okay, there's our first problem.
There's
with,
the first problem.
It's with okay. Look. Okay, so it's cool. It's really cool, and the quality of our cameras are actually better. Like if we're like Abe and I use webcams. Johnny, you don't use a webcam, do you? Like I don't use one right now, but do you?
Yeah. Why?
Okay.
Does it look
So
clear?
the quality is 4K on this system, and you can call in at a certain level. Like people can call in.
I'm willing to go into that.
We should not,
sick.
guys. I'm telling you, we should not do those live. I'll fucking.
True.
No, but it would be funny because we would be able to control it. We just hang up on them.
Well, if we
They're
should
fun.
do, we can do a. I think I saw the same system, to be honest, Jer. But
I
we
forget
should.
what it was called.
I think we're gonna do a Google one where you call into the Google and it tells you what the voicemail says on it already. So if they say outlandish shit,
No, the Google
and
voicemail
you
would
can-
be sick. How do you do that, Abe? Like,
But Dave, how do you? How does it sound like really good? Like on the.
I'll have to
audio?
put it into the mic like that.
Oh, that's shit.
It could be okay,
we'll see.
Could
We'll
be
figure it
okay.
out. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
but I think
We'll
that's
search
better.
it.
We'll figure it out. But yeah, I mean, and the thing is, how electric would the voicemails be after a weekend like this? No runs in 18 innings. Like the amount of Bo Bichette slander would be absurd. Like, and I saw that Spencer guy did an electric tweet where he was like, it was a picture of the Jays winning the World Series, and it was like the Toronto Blue Jays in 2022 if Bo Bichette chose to play tennis. It was just the most fucked tweet I've ever seen. It's crazy. So, yeah, Bo Bichette is. He has a noodle arm at shortstop and he can't field. I mean, he's a second baseman, right? Like that's
athletically, he's a shortstop, but
he would be awesome at second because he has a noodle arm and he's really athletic. Like he would be awesome at second.
I mean,
base.
Xander Bogaerts playing shortstop for the Blue Jays next year would be okay.
That would be sweet. Look into that, Ross.
There's a lot of good.
We'd have to lose Bo.
Right? Why?
I'm fine. Losing Bo for Xander Bogaerts?
No. But
Xander Bogaerts
I don't think
30.
there's the world where we have both.
Yeah, I'm happy the Jays didn't get Trevor Story. He is sorry.
Except I don't know.
His numbers were bad.
I still think I don't know. Trevor Story's very interesting.
Who else is a free agent at short?
Correa.
Trey Turner?
Yeah, Turner, Correa. Well, we think Correa is going to opt out.
Yeah. Well, obviously the Twins stink.
Yeah, such a weird composition.
I don't know why the fact that he signed there was like, what are we doing here? It was one of the weirdest things. But all right, we got to take a step back. I forgot to mention this when we were doing this, like recapping this Angel series. We got to go into it again. Yusei Kikuchi on Friday. He comes to the game, and by the way, his sequences against Mike Trout and Ohtani were kind of electric. Like he kind of carved them. So, but that stat line is, you know who I compare Yusei to, and maybe someone can roast me or back me up on this. Yusei Kikuchi reminds me of Josh Rosen, where you know what you're going to get from him. Like,
Josh Rosen wasn't an all-star.
Well, Josh Rosen was a first-round pick, so you can kind of compare those two. But he's going to give you know what you're going to get out of Josh Rosen. You're going to get 4 for 12 with 88 yards or something along those lines. With Yusei Kikuchi, you're going to get 1 inning. There's going to be minimum 2 walks. And there's going to be a pretty decent amount of runs given up, but he's going to punch out a shit ton. Like, look at this. Look at this stat line against the Angels. 3 innings, 3 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 home runs, 1 walk, which was surprising, and 6 punch outs.
Like, and he got fucked by the ump a lot of the time. Like the home run he gave up to Joe Adell. Joe Adell was out on the pitch before.
100%. Yeah, it was the most Yusei Kikuchi stat line of all time. It was kind of impressive, to be honest. Like he hasn't looked good. Like his August stats are crazy. 17 innings pitched, 14 earned runs. His ERA in the month of August is 7.41.
God damn it.
He hasn't had a month. I mean, we got to start saying this. The month of May was the month of Yusei. 2.36 ERA. Like, where were you in the month of May when Yusei Kikuchi was just dog walking opponents? I mean, that is
now
crazy.
He's a long reliever in a 10-0 game. Like how the mighty have fallen.
Like, he had a 5.52 ERA in April, 2.36 in May, which is crazy. 7.17 in June, 6.14 in July, and 7.41 in August. I'm hoping I see him live today. I really am. It would be awesome. It'd be
Yusei.
Yeah, Sai Yusei would be sick. I mean, we'll always have the month of May. We'll always have that month of May to look back on.
What a horrid contract, dude.
It's so bad. We got to look back. Like, we got to also talk about the defensive effort from Teoscar Hernandez on Friday.
Well, that's because his foot was fucked up.
Oh, don't give me that shit. He would have fucking came out of the game. He
wasn't even close to the ball. Like the ball.
That's
landed
what I'm saying. It was a terrible read.
Yeah.
Like, how do you blame your foot on that? The ball was in the air. This dude is at like the fucking out of town scoreboard, and the ball is at the home hardware sign in right field. He wasn't even near it. Like, Mitch White deserves a little bit better. I mean, he wasn't good. Mega meat, like small meat. Avery wanted to post a meme, by the way, that was very demeaning to Mitch. So
there was a t-shirt that said world's smallest cock on it, and I was gonna say Mitch White.
Slanderous tonight. Though. That's just slanderous efforts. But listen, that Teoscar route was one of the worst routes I've ever. Like, that was Jaron Duran-esque. That was terrible.
Yeah. I'm not gonna rip on him that much. It was a fucking really bad play, but we do have bad news from the Philadelphia Phillies world.
Oh God, give it to us.
I don't know if you guys saw this, but
I didn't see it.
Bradley Zimmer's been DFA'd.
Like fuck, man. Come on.
You just can't find a home.
Give him a chance. The Marlins could use him.
No one could use Bradley Zimmer.
No,
That's for sure.
Avery Stock.
No
The
one
Pirates
could
could use him.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even think his stats
Pirates-
with the fucking
Pirates will just-
was his stats that bad with the Phillies? I'm pretty sure he was raking.
I saw the one highlight they showed of him was him beating out a grounder to first base by
So he's
sliding.
yes.
sliding
and I-
feet
oh,
first.
geez.
Oh,
Oh my God. Wait a minute. I love the nicknames. Bradley Zimmer's nickname is the Machine.
where did you find that?
On MLB.com.
Oh,
Oh my God. What kind of machine? What kind of
He's-
machine are we talking about here?
he's a
Maybe
garbage
he's
truck.
a big boy. Maybe just because he's a big boy. The Machine.
No.
Isn't
Come
it
on.
Albert Pujols' nickname?
Yeah, that's and fucking yeah, that's Bradley Zimmer's nickname being the Machine.
What are their
is-
combined home runs? It's got to be 700, right?
Wait a second. Yeah, it's a great point. Bradley
There's-
Zimmer and Albert Pujols combined have 713 home runs. So maybe he is the Machine. That's gotta stop. This MLB.com, we gotta stop this. They're just, I feel like that's just an intern trying to fill in blank spaces on the website. Am I wrong? Is that not what it is?
First
Is
day on the
that-
job, it's like, hey, you got to make up some nicknames.
Let's look up some other ones on the Jays. Who's another bad player on the Jays?
Do Tim Mesa.
What's Tim Maze's? Oh, yeah, let me search it.
Blue
It's
collar.
gonna, I can't wait to see this. Like the Tim Mesa is going to be incredible. Tim Mesa is just Maze.
Makes sense.
That's lazy. We're
Yeah.
getting lazy here. Maze.
I mean, Vladdy's was. We thought it was Vladdy.
LK.
Hurtado, man. Nelly Hurtado.
The Hurtado one's all time. What's Simbers?
Oh, he probably has a good one.
Sim Dog Millionaire.
These aren't real. Are these real?
Who the fuck calls Adam Simbers Sim Dog Millionaire?
That's fucked.
What's an I gotta just keep diving in here. What's Calvin Biggio's?
Daddy.
Like half of this episode is going to be me researching the names here.
They're
Biggie.
electric.
Oh, that's got to stop.
Biggie.
That's terrible.
Go Alec
too.
Manoah. Interested in that one.
No, Trent Thornton. I got to do Trent Thornton. Give me a second.
One.
Thorts.
Butters. What?
Butterfingers.
Alec Manoah. Let me find Alec Manoah.
Find Kikuchi's, by the way, too.
Oh, Kikuchi's going to be all time. I can already tell you it's going to
It's
be
going
all
to be
time.
Randy Johnson in Japanese, probably.
Alec Manoah's nickname is none. They just don't have one for him. Like what the fuck?
We should make one up for him. Big dog.
No, can't be Big Dog. Why is Sergio Romo still on the roster on Google? Yusei Kikuchi's nickname is Yusei. It's Yusei.
Oh, brother, that stinks.
That's very unoriginal, not great. But yeah, so Yusei is Yusei, but the talk of the town is the Machine. Rage Against the Machine. With our guy Bradley Zimmer. It's not great, but it is all time. But listen,
Sure, Bryson
I know
was talking about how talented he was. Like, a
Bryson
lot.
actually did say he's really good. No, he didn't say that. But listen, for the people that are saying like the Jays are playing bad and stuff like that, it's correlating with how bad the other teams are playing. Like the Rays lost last night again. The Mariners lost last night too. So like the Jays are still tied with all these, like they're all going they're all just taking knockout punches in like back to back, like with each other. So looking at the wild card standings before obviously the game, the Jays are half a game back of the Mariners because they've played one less game, and they're tied with they're half a game back of the Royals because they played one less game, and they're tied with the Mariners. So
The Royals.
did I say the Royals?
Yeah.
Rays. Sorry, Rays.
Okay.
But yeah, like it is the Jays finally are above 500 away, which is awesome. But that record the Jays have against below 500 or above 500 teams is fucking terrible. 30-41. That's not great. Like, that's fucking actually terrible.
Would you guys take a playoff series if we scored no runs in it?
No. Like, you mean what the Reds did like 2 years ago?
Yeah.
No. I would rather not make the playoffs. Seriously. Like, that sounds cruel, but I would seriously rather, because imagine that build up. Like, we're doing like probably like decent 4 shows a week, like 30-minute shows a week during the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And what would we talk about? Like, could you imagine the Jays? Like, obviously, Jays make the playoffs. We're all hyped up. Like, they get the 1 seed, because I'm assuming that's what's going to happen with the Jays. Like, obviously, they're not playing great right now, but if they keep playing like decent baseball, because the Mariners have a decently tough schedule remaining, so do the Rays. If the Jays come in first, they're playing at the Rogers Center. You're paying like $200 a ticket for the 500s, and they do what they did against the Angels this weekend. No, I'd be fucking livid. I'd rather not make the playoffs, and that's kind of cruel to say, but it's true.
Yeah.
Oh my God, could you imagine? I would fucking lose my mind. I would lose my fucking mind. And also, I want to say, like, we've made it, right, JR? You could successfully say this podcast has made it when people come to our page after a Blue Jays loss to roast us. That's when it's like rent free. That's what that is. That's rent free.
JR's dealing with something. Someone's in
JR
his room.
is in a. Is that Kirky?
I think it's his dad, probably. I thought my parents were gonna be. Oh yeah, there's Paul. Paul,
it's the old man. First ever adult appearance on the podcast. First ever dad appearance on the podcast. That's awesome.
Yeah, my father refuses to knock, just comes right in.
You in the middle of something?
Yeah, I'm actually filming a podcast there, Dad.
True. All right. Let's go predictions for tonight. See if we get old takes exposed here. I'm going to say the Jays win 5-2.
3-1 Jays win.
That's good for Tucker. That means he pitched pretty decent. So I take that.
I like a 5-2 win today.
Okay. Yeah. 5-2. Me and Jared go 5-2. Let's go into the series preview against the Cubs. All right, we gotta talk about this first. I don't know if we're on time, but foul ball guy just got absolutely mollywopped on the internet in the weekend. It was great to see. It goes up to an usher. Just everyone watch the YouTube. That's all I'm gonna say. I mean, he looks like
sent it like he was a victim, or the video he was talking about was
he treated it as if he was a victim of some sort of heinous hate crime. Like that's what he treated it as. When, dude, just stop. Please stop running through the handicap section to catch a foul ball where people are sitting there to catch a ball. The reason why they're sitting in those seats, like, just a pretty simple, like, don't sit here. Like, stop running through the fucking aisles. And listen, I did a TikTok on a Fish and Official podcast to like break it down, and I got body bagged. There's a lot of Zach Hampel dick suckers out there, which is crazy, but that's the reality of it. I was half and half, I would say. It was crazy. Like it was like one guy was bringing up like what he gives the ball to the kid, but him giving the ball to the kid takes away the enjoyment of actually physically catching the baseball. Yeah. Like if he tramples a child, but here's the baseball after I caught it. Like, who gives a fuck?
He just cares about numbers, man. He's a numbers guy.
He's a numbers guy. He really is a numbers guy. But it was an all-time, and the Jays face the Cubs this week.
Let's do that. We'll do that. Me and you will do that second half.
Yeah, we'll break that down second half of the podcast here. But all right, so it is currently 11:30 p.m. And I am all of us are very, very stupid. We said the Jays would win today. Little did we know it would be one of the most pathetic efforts in a game where it should be do or die, because you don't want to get swept by a pathetic team. Verset, they fucking suck. And it was do or die game, and the Jays lose. So there's just so many things to talk about, but I wanted to go into this. I mean, you take three, and I said this in the video, you take 3 of 4 from the Yankees at Yankee Stadium, you sweep the Boston Red Sox, a depleted Los Angeles Angels team who has lost 6 in a row, 1-9 in their last 10, comes to the Rogers Center. You got pretty decent pitchers. I mean, Stripling and Manoah going 2 out of the 3 games, and you get fucking swept This team makes zero sense to me. Zero. They don't. I just don't understand it, dude. Like Teoscar Hernandez is a lazy fuck on the base pass. Bo Bichette, of course, he started the game with an error. Why not? Starts the game with an error, not starts the game, third inning, whatever, with an error. Gives immediately 2-run nuke right after that. Vladdy's dropping balls at first base. It's just the most, what the fuck is going on with this team? The most inconsistent team on planet fucking Earth. And Avery, next time I say they're back, I want you to punch me in the fucking jugular. I seriously do.
It's not our fault that we think they're back. They play so well, and then they look like the team we played tonight in our fucking men's league. Like, at what point does it just doesn't make sense anymore? Like that. We can look at the numbers, we can watch this team play 120 games, but like it just doesn't make sense. And do you think I can't go out and say I'm not fucking in their meetings and stuff, but it seems like an effort thing half the time, because you see the one we had a chance, Teoscar, sure, I gave it to him earlier today saying, oh, he might be hurt a little bit, and that's play on the wall in game 1, I think, but just a chance where he thought the ball was going to first base, and you get beat by Velasquez to second base for a chance to be 1 run down. Like, how do you do that? It's just the tiny things to win that good teams do, we don't do consistently. And I think that's where we're at with it.
I can't genuinely say I think the Toronto Blue Jays have a chance when they're down 2 or 3 runs. I can't, like last year, which crazy because they didn't make the playoffs. I could have looked at you and said, if this team's down 2 or 3, for Christ's sakes, they came back when they were down fucking 8 against Oakland or whatever that was. Do you remember that game?
No,
I just don't think this team has the fight to be able to do that this year. I really don't.
Like what's the core of that though? Like where does that come from? How does that change if you have the same group of people?
I think what it is it's getting content after big wins. Like they go 6-1, and you can make that excuse, whatever, they landed late, all that shit Friday, whatever. But we're running out of fucking excuses here. We are running out of excuses. Like Teoscar Hernandez, if he is hurting and he can't fucking do a basic thing and run to second and slide and try to beat the guy, at least make a look like you're trying to make an effort. He didn't even slide. He just walked away from the fucking base. If he is injured, you picked up guys like Whit Merrifield to replace these dudes in the fucking outfield who are injured. Whit was doing it for George Springer the whole time. I don't understand. Like, Teoscar's clearly, I'm not going to make excuse, because if you're on the field, you're healthy. Plain and simple. You got to play like you're healthy. That was one of the most embarrassing efforts I've ever seen all year from Teoscar. That was embarrassing.
It's just it's like a young team though. It's just a snowball effect, like Bo's error into more bullshit, into more like lulled to sleep. When you have Kurt Suzuki hitting home runs against you, it's like, what are we doing, man? Like, yeah, you can luck into one, but that's just a negative downward spiral that we find ourselves in a lot when we lose. And it doesn't we shouldn't be losing to these teams. And you can't predict what's going to happen because we have no clue what team we're going to get. And it's pretty clear from the first pitch, most games, what team we're going to get.
Yeah. Like, you can even say first inning. Like, listen, I love Tuck. He's my guy, and shout out to him for getting me the tickets for today's game and stuff like that. But
5 fucking walks, dude, and we didn't.
Yeah, like 5 walks. Like, come on, man. Like, come on, bro. How do you dog walk Garrett Cole in Yankee Stadium, and then you're facing Tucker Davidson, who's still getting adjusted to the league, is kind of a rookie still, and you fucking score 1 and 4 off him with 5 walks? He had 85 pitches in like 4 innings, and you can't score shit. It's embarrassing, dude. Like, these at-bats this weekend were so unserious, uncompetitive, no urgency. And of course, the Mariners and the Rays keep fucking winning. Like, luckily the Orioles lost. Great. But it's crazy to me that it's just.
What was it like at the ballpark? Because it must have been.
No, that was the first time I could say I've ever been to the Rogers Center and hear fans boo the home team.
They deserved it. As a team, they deserve to be booed.
I'm hearing these people on Twitter, like, don't boo. We're not the Yankees or Red Sox. No, you fucking boo. When you pay money.
I think it's an effort thing, which I'm fine with booing. If it doesn't look like you're putting in an effort, like the Aaron Hicks shit, he tries. He tries hard
and
to
he
be.
He busts his ass. He busts his ass, Aaron Hicks.
But like when you're making unserious plays and you look like you aren't trying hard, that's fine to me.
I'm fine with booing. Listen, not booing
boo the team. Don't boo a single player. I think.
Yeah, that's all I was about to say. You don't boo a single you don't boo a guy like the
Kikuchi coming off the mound.
You don't boo Kikuchi coming off the mound. You boo fucking Teoscar Hernandez or Vladdy at that inning. At that inning, Boba made that error and they scored 2 runs. You boo the fucking effort of the team. And when Vladdy and on his 8-2 game, when Vladdy makes that error at first base, doesn't catch the ball, you fucking boo. You're not booing Vladdy. You're booing the effort of the whole team. And what's crazy is, man, like this series had over 130,000 people that attended this game. What the fuck did they get for their money? And I'm going to play that card. It's fucking bullshit. By the way, those are the ugliest things. Some people at the game were wearing them. Those are the ugliest things.
Why were they wearing at the game? It was 30 degrees.
It was so hot, dude. Like I was drenched in sweat, but it was just like I can't genuinely believe like all those fans had to go through the headache of, first of all, driving in a nightmare downtown when there's like 8 things going on, waiting in traffic, to fucking obviously have a bounce back game. And that's the effort they do, dude. Like I wish I could backpedal on those series predictions for the Cubs because I don't know what the fuck this team's gonna do. If they don't win tomorrow, technically today, I guess. What? You lose 4 in a row to the Angels and Cubs, dude?
Yeah. And then we could probably play the Dodgers and sweep them. Like that's what's going on these days. It's frustrating as fuck.
I'm tired of the streaky team.
We have no chance to win a World Series, even though it was like far away. Give a puncher's chance, right? But
no, there's no puncher's chance.
Yeah.
It's just like you can't look at this fucking team, and I'll end it off with this because obviously we like talk like
the way I'm gonna have to like edit this up. Hopefully, I got the right parts right, but I think I'm gonna be.
No,
good.
I think you did. You're just like the series predict. Like
yeah.
I cut it. I made it at the end, so you just have to cut that and stuff like that. So like that's
the Cubs will be at the end. This will be in the middle.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's easy. Yeah, it's not that difficult. But it's embarrassing, and I'm tired of the streakiness. Can we just have consistent? Like, can a team be? Can the Blue Jays just be consistent? I'm not asking for the fucking Dodgers where you just go on 20-4 runs.
They were 41-9 in their last 50.
Yeah, I'm not asking for that. Obviously, I'm not asking for that. Can you just be like the Mariners and just be consistent? Like the Mariners they lost the series, I believe, to a bad team, and then they come this weekend and they win against the Guardians in a series against them. You could make the case they're since the All-Star break or a little bit before that, they're not a streaky team. They're consistently just a good baseball team that lose bad games, but they win majority of their games. That's all I'm asking for. Can we stop being inconsistent and going on these runs where we lose like 3 series in a row and then we beat the fucking the division leader at their home stadium 3-4 against their best pitchers? Can we just not have that? It's so fucking tiring as a fan.
The John Schneider quote today was pretty like disappointing as well.
The one that I quote tweeted?
Yeah, I think you probably did. I don't know if I saw it from you, but the one he said is like, you have 3 hours a day to like focus and win a game. It's like, that's what they had to tell me when my fucking grade 6 ADHD brain couldn't sit down for class. Like, you guys are professional baseball players. You shouldn't have to, that shouldn't be a quote from the manager at all.
It's crazy. I'll say it. So this is the quote that John Schneider came out with. We look at the standings, understand that every game is important. 3 hours out of your day, we need to be completely focused on trying to win. That's the goal moving forward. What the fuck was the goal previously? This is basic understanding of the game of Major League Baseball. Every game matters. Like, so I'm getting tired of these fucking quotes from Schneider, man. Like, I know it's not his fault.
I know he's not wrong, but it's
he's
just
not
like,
wrong. But it's like
you
dude,
don't. If your team is playing well, you don't get quotes like that.
This is why, and we're talking about consistent teams, right? The Cleveland Guardians have what? 1 superstar in their lineup, 2 superstars in the lineup. They just play hard for Terry Francona, which is what makes them so good. They just play hard, and they're a pain in your fucking ass to play against.
One of the quotes about them was they play a disgusting brand of baseball.
But it's good.
Yeah,
but it's good.
Like Porter said,
they win games, and that's it. So listen, man. I mean, obviously we had to do this. Shout out JR. I mean, shout out Avery. Shout out Johnny for getting this done. Hashtag thank you, Johnny. Hashtag thank you, Avery.
I got
But
shit from the boys leaving the beers after the game early, but that's why I'm here, man.
We had to do it. And one of the most pathetic pathetic weekends. Can we say that? Most pathetic weekend of the year, easily, without a question.
Yeah, it feels like we have a lot of them, though.
It never ends. But yeah, so then we'll cut it now to the Chicago Cubs series. The Jays face the Cubs. So Marcus Stroman, I think, is going game 2, I believe, right, Ave? Yes, going game 2. Kevin Gausman versus Marcus Stroman, the old versus the new. Barrios is going Monday, and then Wednesday that it's just up in the air. Nate Pearson's pitching.
Nate Pearson.
If the Jays can't beat the Cubs in a series, we got problems. Like, the Cubs are one of the worst orchestrated lineups I've ever seen. Like, I was watching this team the other day when Sandy actually had the Cubs over the Marlins or over the Cardinals, sorry. And I was like, this is one of the worst teams I've ever seen. Like,
they're so bad.
They stink. If the Jays can't sweep, I'm saying they're sweeping them, by the way. Jays sweeping. Especially the Friday game was a takeaway, like whatever, they landed late. I know that. That's a Mike Wilner excuse, but it's true. It landed at fucking 3 a.m. and I had to play a game the next day. So whatever, we'll let that off. Yesterday was Shohei Ohtani. Today they're going to win. Whatever, I'm going to call it. They're going to win today. But it was, if they don't beat the Cubs and if they don't dog walk Marcus Stroman, I'm going to be pissed. I'll say it. I'll be pissed.
I mean, he's going to tweet his ass off if he beats the Jays, too.
He's expecting a standing O, right? Like, he's expecting like a video tribute, potential statue unveil.
I think they'll give him a video tribute.
They'll give him a video tribute, but like, how do you think the Jays give him a standing O when he's warming up on the mound in the first? Like, is that what's going to happen?
Yeah, people love Marcus Stroman. Like, if you go, someone said this, I don't know if it was on here or something else I was listening to. If you go to the game, half of the jerseys are Marcus Stroman jerseys.
That's true.
People love Marcus Stroman. He did good things.
He was a favorite here.
Well, I'll tell you what. One of my favorite things he did was when he came back from his ACL injury very early and just went like 7-0 and just pitched in the playoffs game 1 and game 3. Like, he's a workhorse. I will say that. Now he's washed up as fuck. He's terrible now. But when he was on
paid so much.
Yeah, he gets paid a shit ton, and he's one of the cockiest dudes. So you still think he was like carving the way he tweets, but an enemy of my enemy, because Zach Hampel hates him, is my friend. So I am as Marcus Stroman guy, but the Jays are gonna dog walk him on Tuesday. Dog walk him.
I think so.
Let's go series prediction because JR, obviously we'll start off with JR. JR's hot.
I'm going sweep, man. This is what I wanted. 1 and 2.
JR, can we get you to a fucking Jays game this week? You're not working. Oh, never mind. You're in Cali. Never mind. Ignore what I just said. Ignore that. He's in Cali.
I know it would be. I haven't been in a while,
dude.
But...
if we weren't playing golf this weekend, I would go to Pittsburgh for that series. I love that park. Next weekend.
I know some people. I bet you we'll see a lot of Jays fans there.
It is so sick. It is worth the trip, man. I'll tell you that. And I'll go 2-1.
Okay. And by the way, episode news, because we're doing the golf thing next week, we're going to be recording Monday night. Is that correct? When we get back?
Think so.
That works.
Dropping Tuesday.
Yeah.
All right. Just so everyone knows, like, we'll still have the Friday episode and stuff like that because we can record it Thursday. We're leaving Saturday, but we will. Our episode, the one not next week, the week after, will be dropping on Tuesday. Just so everyone knows, the Labor Day.
Expect some good content.
Yeah, expect some good stories, good content.
All right, your quick prediction here, Johnny. We're gonna run
8-14.
3-0. Jays sweep. Jays dog walk every game that series. Kirk hits 3 nukes.